Okay, so today I'd like to give a little introduction to ALEKS and how ALEKS works and what ALEKS does. So I am going to log into ALEKS as a student. This is called the ALEKS Student View. And I am going to show you a little bit about ALEKS. So before we do anything with ALEKS, let me just kind of give you a little introduction to what ALEKS is. So we use ALEKS as an online learning software. And what it really is ALEKS is an artificially intelligent tutor. So for students, what this basically is this is somebody that will push you to go the extra mile, just like a personal trainer in a gym would, to do the extra rep or to do the extra sit-up. But instead of it being something in the gym, it's with chemistry. So ALEKS will push you to master topics by doing questions and by practicing, and by giving explanations when you need help. So ALEKS will make sure that you are staying on track in the course and learning what you need to learn outside of the classroom. And it's a great supplement to the book, and it's a great supplement to the questions that you'll do in the textbook. So when you log into ALEKS for the first time, you'll get some informational bars, and it says here, so ALEKS is a personalized way to learn at your own pace. So what ALEKS does is it's basically your own personal tutor. ALEKS works by figuring out what you know and then building on that in order to improve your knowledge or increase your knowledge. So what you'll see is that ALEKS will figure out what you know. It'll then make you learn some things. After you learn it, it'll double check to make sure you know it, and then so on and so forth. And by the time you're done, you'll know everything that you need to know for the class. Okay, so when you first log into ALEKS, it's going to give you a little tutorial. So it's going to show you where the main menu is. That's up here. It's going to show you where your notifications are. That's over here. And then if you look, the Get Started, that is where ALEKS will tell you what you should be doing now for your current objective. And then it will give you a little introduction. So I will do a few things with the ALEKS introduction to just kind of give you a feel, and then you can go through the rest. So for example, ALEKS will show you how to enter some data. So it says it asks for the number 14. It tells me I'm correct. So then I can go ahead and click, it wants me to clear. If you do undo, you can put it back. So then it kind of shows you how to go through. So I'll hit next and we'll do the next one. It should be fractions, yep. So we can click the fractions button, and then it wants us to type 2, and then it wants us to type 3. So this will go through and it will show you how to use it'll show you how to enter information into ALEKS so that you get the correct answer. It's important that you do this. You really shouldn't skip it. You should go through because it'll save you a lot of time as you go. So since I'm a faculty member, I can go ahead and skip this. Then ALEKS will give you a little introduction to the calculator that it has. So ALEKS has an onboard calculator with it, and this is helpful if you're doing your chemistry practice where you don't have a calculator, but I do recommend that you use your own calculator just to make sure you get the right answer. You do want to make sure that you can get the right answer in your own calculator because that's what you'll have when you're taking the test. So again, I can skip this tutorial, you'll go through it. Then it says, congratulations, this is great. We're ready to do the knowledge check. Okay, so the knowledge check is going to ALEKS is going to figure out what you know and what you don't know. So this is basically how ALEKS gets a baseline for your knowledge. Now the key thing with the knowledge check is do not get help with it, because if you get help with the knowledge check or you Google all the answers, for example, then ALEKS is going to assume that you're an Einstein or that you're a genius, and you're going to get all the hardest questions that ALEKS could possibly think of. So if you do that, you're going to wind up having a really bad semester. The other thing that you really don't want to do is just blow it off thinking you'll get all easy questions, because if you blow it off and you don't, and ALEKS thinks you don't know a lot of topics, you're going to have to do a lot of extra work that you really wouldn't have to do. So you really want to do this assessment where you tell ALEKS exactly what you know. So definitely do it. So stay focused and don't get distracted. Definitely don't get help from others. And when this is all said and done, it'll figure out what exactly you need to do in ALEKS. Now, one thing about the assessment is it will have an I don't know button. You don't want to use this all the time, but you do want to use it if you really genuinely don't know, because then Alex will just skip the question and it'll know that you don't know. But at least if you think you know, or if there's something, like if you have an idea of how to start the problem, give it a try. But if you literally have never seen it before, then just say I don't know. So once this is all done, you're ready to start the knowledge check. And for example, okay, so this question is asking here, the symbol of a simple unprefixed SI unit has been left off. Fill in the missing unit symbols. So the length of a car would probably be meters, for example. The minimum mass of an official Major League Baseball, that would probably be grams. The mass of a soda can would probably be milligrams or grams. I would say milligrams. And the length of a high school swimming pool would probably be meters again. So yeah, and then you would hit submit, and then it would go on to the next question. And you'd go through. So because I'm a faculty member, I can skip it. Remember, take this seriously. Since I'm skipping it, I can pick what I know. So I'm going to say that I'm a moderate student. Okay, so now what it's going to do is it is going to generate a pie for me. So the ALEKS pie is one of the things that you'll be graded on over the course of the semester. And this tells me, this tells you and I how much you know. So each segment of the pie represents a different category of topics. So here, for example, thermochemistry, as in this quote-unquote example student that has a moderate knowledge of chemistry, they know nothing about thermochemistry, but they do know some things about atoms, ions, and molecules, and they know a lot about math and physics. So this is the prerequisites that they were supposed to know to get into this course. So that means that this student is ready for Gen Chem, and they know some stuff about measurements, and they know some stuff about matter, but they don't know anything about electron structure. So that's what this pie tells you. And as the time goes on, this pie will get more and more colored, meaning that you're learning more and more. Okay, so once the pie is finished, you can select a slice to get more information. Yes, so then you can go to your timeline. So each week you will see where your objectives are. So for example, here on Tuesday, this was an objective that was due. So I'm in the middle of the semester now. So this is sort of, we're in between one objective and another. This is where I am now, and this shows me that I have 5 topics left. So the other way of looking at this is that I'm in the middle of objective 2. I've mastered 9 topics. I have 5 left because there's a total of 14. The due date for this objective is Tuesday at 5:30. The biggest thing with ALEKS is do not try to do this all at once. Make sure that you spread this out over time. We stress this in the class, but again, if you try to do this all at once, you're going to have a very bad night or you're going to have a very bad day on Tuesday or a very bad night on Monday, because ALEKS will just beat you into the ground. Take this in small chunks over time. Okay, so we're just going to go through a few things. Now, once you've sort of gotten ALEKS, let me show you a few things. So up here, this gives you a sense for what you've mastered. So this shows that I've mastered 79 topics. I have 152 left. So that's what I have to do. And when you click Start My Path, that will bring you to the questions that you need to do right now. So once you're in ALEKS and you're doing some topics, you will see a few different things. So here, this bar up here, this tells you how many correct answers you need to get in a row in order to succeed. And we're going to have an example of this in just a few seconds. We'll go and find some sig figs, and then we will see if we can master that. Okay, so another thing is ALEKS has what's called Alexpedia. So this is a way that you can look stuff up. So in ALEKS, you can click on explanation if you don't know how to do something, and it will have the question. It will give you an answer for how to do it. You can read through all of this, and then it has the answer, and then you can go back to practice, and it will give you another question that you can try now that you've learned. So in ALEKS, for a given objective, so if you pull the carousel down, we're currently in objective 2 in this part of the semester. So right now there are 14 topics in objective 2. I have 5 more remaining. So these are my 5. and I can go in and do any one of these. So we'll pick one at random, and we'll take a look at them. I can also take a look at Objective 1. So these were topics that were in Objective 1. You'll notice that Objective 3, which is next week's objective, is locked. So you can't get in there until you finish things. There's a video on what to do if you want to work ahead. So you can go and check that out. So this is basically how ALEKS works. So then you'll do your questions. Now, when you're doing your questions, what you want to try to do is you want to try to get as many questions in a row as possible. So you want to get as many questions right in a row as possible. So for the first question you get right, you'll get one little green mark here. For the second question you get right, you'll get two little green marks here. So you'll be up to 3. And then for the last question, you'll complete your mastery. Now, if you get 2 right and 1 wrong, it will dock you 1, and then you go back. So the objective is to try to get as many right in a row as possible. So let's take a look. Maybe we can find one that's relatively straightforward to just take a look at. So these ones all look relatively complicated. So I want to see if we can find one. So setting up a unit conversion. Oh, this topic is locked, so I need to complete some kind of prerequisite. So the idea is, as you're going through, you can click on any one of these and go ahead and choose it. So the chemical formula for this molecule. So here we can see, I bet you we can move this around. Yeah, so here we can move the molecule around. So just to show you what happens when you get a correct answer. So if we work through this problem, there are two green spheres. Those are chlorines. There's one red sphere, that's an oxygen. And then there's a sulfur atom. So this one would be sulfur, oxygen, Cl2, chlorine 2. And as you can see here, we have to put in a subscript. So if we do check, it gives me a little correct answer, and then I can go on to next. Now, if I do this one correct, so we can kind of change this one. So this one is a chain of some carbon atoms. So this one is going to be C3. So there are 3 carbon atoms, 1 chlorine. I'm sorry. We got to make sure we do this in order. So there are 3 hydrogen atoms. So that would be H3. And there's a chlorine atom. So we'll check. And then as you can see, what happens is we get 2 in a row. Now, if I get the next one right, again, so this one would look like C2. So let's say that we get this one wrong. So let's get this one wrong. So let's say that we accidentally put in the wrong number of carbons. We put in C, H3, and nitrogen, and we miss the fact that there are 2 carbons. So if we hit check, it will take 1 away from me. It will say your answer is wrong, and then you'll see that your answer was wrong, so you'll type in C2. So you'll notice that this went down by 1. So if we make this a subscript, if we make this a subscript and we recheck it, you will get your little 1 back. And then if we go on and we get another one right, so let's say we have NH3 here, we will get it right, and then it will say, congratulations, you have mastered your topic. I am now 4 topics away from my objective goal. Okay, so that is what you are looking to do. You are looking to try to get as many of these objectives correct as possible. I'm sorry, you are looking to try to get as many questions in a row as possible. If you get them wrong, then you'll go back. So as you get tired and you start to make mistakes, that will just lengthen the amount of time that you're in ALEKS. So you want to try to make sure that you're focusing, and if you need to take a break, take a break. So we have a bunch of other videos on ALEKS that address specific topics, but this is kind of a broad overview of how to do everything. A couple little things that you might want to know. There is a way of doing review. We talk about this in detail in a shorter video, but you can simply click on review, and then in review mode, you can go back and do any objective, any topic in any objective that you've already done before. And that's it. So this is an introduction to ALEKS. If you have any questions, you can always contact the ALEKS support team. or one of the faculty members here at Fordham.